Work in silence and let your success be your noise. All right, check it out, guys. So you know that I'm all about my daily routines, right? Getting up early in the morning, being the first to rise, setting my daily habits, my goals, those things that are going to motivate me for the day, all right? And making sure that I have the tools to make that happen. So I wanted to show you guys one of the things that I use each and every morning that I find that's pretty cool. Some people may be like, whatever. I find it pretty cool. So everyone knows this little thingy here, right? Amazon Echo. I'm not going to say the A word because then she'll start talking and then I can't shut her up. But every morning when I wake up, you know that I meditate, I do my daily journaling, I exercise, and right before I come in and take a shower, I get this thing started. So check it out. I want to show you how cool this is, okay? Alexa, I'm up.
Good morning, Jackie. You are destined for greatness. Today is a new day. Today you will be great. Today you will be successful. Be consistent, stay focused, follow your goals and be blessed. Go be a boss today. Good morning. Today is the birthday of rapper Tupac Shakur, who came from a woman, got his name from a woman, and his game from a woman, on this day in 1971. And we know his dear mama didn't raise no fool. He went on to become one of the most influential rappers of all time, both in the music scene, and also as an advocate for justice and social change. Thanks to Tupac, things will never be the same. Currently, in Warminster Township it's 63 degrees Fahrenheit with clear skies and sun. You can expect more of the same today, with a high of 78 degrees and a low of 53 degrees. For Jackie, in the last day, no unread emails in primary, but there are 2 marked important in updates and social.
Alexa,
Here is your morning.
stop. So, how cool is that, right? I set up my daily routines right before I come in and take my shower. Alexa, stop. She never listens to me. But anyway, I come in and right before I take my shower, I get my daily routine started on my Amazon Echo. And she goes through the weather. She motivates me in the morning. She sets some powerful words. She reads my emails. If I have any of my emails in primary that I didn't check prior to my journaling. She then goes into my music, my playlist. And then that's when I jump in the shower and I get set and ready for the day. And like she says, go out and be a boss. And I think that's how you have to set your precedents for each and every day. Go out and be a boss. I love this thing. I do this every single morning. Set your tools, set your goals, whatever motivates you, get it done. I mean, and it could be the simplest things like this that help you out and get you started. So go be a boss. All right, guys. So I decided to take a little bit of a mental break from studying and wanted to jump back in and try to finish this pantry this weekend at the same time. So as you can see what I did here in between the shelves as they come up against the wall, there was some spacing here. So I added the corner moldings. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna right now get ready to caulk just to kind of eliminate that space in there so it looks seamless all the way down. And then just added in the nails for, the screws for our floating shelves. Yeah, so we'll see how this turns out. Caulking next. Hey guys, today is test day. Ah! I cannot tell you the amount of anxiety or nervousness that is running through my body right now. It is something that I have not experienced in my life. And I've experienced some anxiety before, just doing certain things. But this is a different type of anxiety, nervousness, and probably a little bit of excitement mixed in there. And all three of those together, man, is like, whew, I'm telling you, I wish they had a pill for it. But I'm on my way to the test site. I am literally right now 19 minutes away from the test site. I gave myself at least an hour head start because it does say that you need to be there 30 minutes before. So I'm going to try to be there an hour before. And then what I'm going to do is, excuse the shakiness there. What I'm going to do is I plan to just sit in the parking lot. At least I want to find parking. Once I find parking, I want to kind of sit there and just run myself through a refresher before I go in and take the test. And then we'll see what happens from there. I'll follow up with you guys after, good or bad. But the one thing that I had to keep telling myself, because I think I'm overthinking this and I'm kind of overreacting, and I think that's what happens with a lot of folks, is you get really, really nervous and you don't remember, or you forget that this is not a one and done. It would be a totally different feeling if this was like one and done, but it's not a one and done. I can go in here and I can either ace this test, I can pass one portion, fail the other portion, or I can fail both, and that doesn't mean that I'm out. That just means that, okay, I'm going to get a report back that tells me my weaknesses, and it's not going to tell me, question by question, but it'll tell me some of the areas that I may need to study a little bit more on, and I can come back and I can retake the exam as many times as I like, right? That's the great thing about this. So that alone should just take away some of your nervousness and the high energy that you have. But I think for most folks, you're so excited, you're so nervous because you really do want to pass this the first time. You don't want to go back into this place again. But one of the best things that I heard this morning, and as I was looking over some information on YouTube and how to prep for the exam, was one of the students who passed their exam after her third try. She stated basically like, listen, try not to take both exams at the same time. Go in and just take one test and then come back and do the other. So if you feel like your state portion better than the national, don't try to go in and do both. Just go in and do the state portion and then come back and do the national portion. But of course, I'm going out here this morning and I'm going to go take both. However, if for any foreseen reason things do not go too well today, that is how I'm going to go forward with it. Because I do feel like I know more state portion of this than as opposed to national. But we're going to go take both right now and see how we come. And I pray that, we do very, very well. But knowing that it's not one and done, I'm happy with that as well. All right, so we made it. We're here. We actually been sitting here now for about 40 minutes. So we had some time to kind of go through and do some refreshers. Still nervous, very, very nervous now that I'm here. But yeah, we're just going through some stuff right now, just trying to stay fresh. And then we're going to head in. So the rules are you can't bring anything with you. You might as well go inside naked, pretty much. But you can't take anything with you. You have to leave your cell phone. I got my Apple Watch on. I got to take that off. They do have lockers inside where they will allow you to put your stuff in. You cannot take anything with you but a calculator. So I'm actually just going to leave all my stuff here in the car while I go in and take the exam. The exam here in Pennsylvania is 3 hours. So they allow you 3 hours to complete both the national and state. I'm not sure what they give you. I think they give you like an hour and a half if you come to do like one or the other. But altogether it's 3 hours. I put this through the test the other day. I actually did 80 national questions and I got done in like an hour and 20 minutes. The state exam only has 40 questions, and that they give you like an hour and a half. But again, if you're pretty good with the knowledge of the state, you could probably be done in like 30 minutes, 40 minutes maybe. But considering that I'm doing both today, I may actually go through the whole 3 hours. So I'm about to head in. I'm very nervous. But I think after I do this first run, and I'm hoping that I don't have to come back, but if for any reason I do, I think I'll feel a little less nervous because I know what to expect. So, yeah, that's how we're going to go about this today. I'm going to go in positive. I'm going to probably do a little meditation before I go in, and then we're just going to do it. Just get it over with. And I have to keep remembering, it's not one and done. It's not one and done. But we're going to do this the first time. We got to try to do this the first time. Those of you who passed the first time, oh my gosh. Were you just as nervous as I am right now? Like, this is crazy. This is great. I did not think I can ever feel this nervous. It's crazy. Just a test. Just a test. I've taken many tests. I've taken exams. SATs. I was nervous, but I wasn't this nervous. Like, my gosh. All right, guys. So we can go in. We're going to take this test. Let me show you guys what this place looks like, by the way. I mean, it's not the most welcoming place. Again, we're in Bristol, Pennsylvania. It's not far from my house, which I did enjoy, by the way. It only took me about 20 minutes to get here. So I'm pleased about that. But it's not the most pleasing of the eye, really. It looks almost industrial. I mean, it's an office park, really. But it's like an older office park. Let me show you guys what this place looks like. See this place? So this is the back part. I actually pulled up on the side so that I can kind of study and not be, people watching, seeing who goes inside the building. But let me go ahead and I'm going to drive around to the front where I actually have to enter so you guys can see. It sits off the main road here. But again, it's a huge office center. It's an office park. Very boring looking, by the way. But this is where we're going to be. We're going to go right here under this clock tower is where we're going to enter and take our test, our exam. Right here into this big clock tower. And it might be this large room here with all the... Looks like a place you put people and just confine them, but we're gonna go take the test. I'll see you guys in 3 hours. I feel like this is confession time, right? So you guys know that I went yesterday and took my real estate exam for the first time. And as you can see, there's a lot of nervousness there, a lot of anxiety. And I think I allowed a lot of that to play into the exam. So we didn't pass, unfortunately. I'm beating myself up because even though before the exam, I did say that, if I failed, it's not a bad thing because it's not a one and out. But you have so much expectations built up that you really want to pass it your first time around. Not a lot of people pass this exam the first time. So I can't really beat myself up too much, but I do because I expect more of myself. The exam itself, it was to be expected. I mean, some of the books covered a lot of what we went over. I can tell you this, though. What I learned from Travis Everett on YouTube, make sure you guys look him up, and also Prep Agent. Make sure you look him up. I learned a great deal from these guys over the past month or so, just studying and doing things like that. That I noticed that a lot of the stuff that these guys went over was on the exam. What I think I'm really beating myself up about is the Pennsylvania state part of it, because that I felt like I should have really passed that. So if I can give you guys any advice, it's make sure you study your state law. Most states, and I know here in Pennsylvania at least, your state law is it's like a chapter, one chapter in your real estate book. Study that chapter over and over and over again, because I didn't pass the Pennsylvania part of it. I didn't pass the national. Halfway into the national, I knew, okay, this is not going good. The math, I kind of knew, but the Pennsylvania part, I knew that I was going to get that, and I didn't get it. So I got to go back, and I got to make sure that I really, really understand it, and kind of nail down a few other things on the national side of that exam. But we didn't pass, and I'm very disappointed. But we're gonna try again. I did get my results yesterday, and we weren't far off. I mean, that's the crazy thing, is that we actually weren't far off from passing. I was a few points away from passing both state and national. And I think that's what I'm really beating myself up about. It's like, God, how can I be that close and fail? But I think it was just a matter of paying attention to the question and just trying to answer it and get everything done in the time that's allowed it. So try not to do that. Take your time and get through the exam. Make sure you look at the questions. So we rescheduled yesterday, so that was a great thing. I was able to reschedule, and we rescheduled for a proctor exam. So instead of going to the destination that you saw me yesterday, I'm actually gonna do the exam right here at home, and that is in the next week or two. So I'm just gonna turn right around and retake the exam while everything is fresh. But this week I am gonna cram again, really hit that Pennsylvania state part, and really get into the national. And then hopefully this second go around, we'll pass this. So we'll see how everything goes. But just wanted to give you guys an update as we get ready to get into the cram session for part 2 of this real estate exam. It's not over. It is not over. I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you. Here we go. Real estate exam part 2. So many of you know I was not very successful with the first go round of our real estate exam. Was very disappointed in myself because I really thought that I felt more confident going into this first round after I rescheduled it. But it's okay. You know, I took it for what it was. And like I said, the great thing about this business and taking this real estate exam is that it's not one and done. So I can take it as many times as we like until we pass. And I'm hoping that I don't have to continue to do this more than 2 or 3 times. So this is my second go round. My option this go round was to do a proctor exam. And what that means basically is that I can do this from home. So Pennsylvania does allow you to do a proctor exam, at least for now. And I don't know if they put this in place because of COVID or if this was already in place, but I'm glad that they're offering it. So we're going to go in and we're going to take this exam here at home. I do feel a little bit more comfortable. I'm not as nervous as I was the first go round. So I'm really hoping that I can knock it out this time. So we're going to go in here. My test starts in about 15 minutes. So it's going to give me a little bit of time to kind of get everything set up, test my operating system, and making sure that the microphone and the camera and all that stuff is working, because the proctor exam is a whole lot different than actually being there on site. I mean, on site, you know, you're able to take, you know, I can take a break, I can go to the bathroom, the restroom. It's a little bit of a different environment. We're here at home. When you're doing a proctor exam, they don't allow you to take rest breaks. You have to pretty much clean the room out. You can't have papers, books, or anything like that laying around. So This is my first go around with this, so I'm a little nervous as far as how that's going to go as far as the proctoring, but you know, they still allow you to use a paper and a pen or a pencil, and you have to use it on screen calculator as opposed to you know, my own calculator. So it's going to be a little bit of a challenge, you know, not being able to leave your seat, have a water break or a restroom break for 3 hours. So we're going to give it the best shot. I did kind of prep before the exam and kind of got a lot of stuff out of my system. I ate early, so I'm hoping that, you know, I can sit there for 3 hours and not have to worry about, you know, restroom break. So wish me luck. I'm going to go in here and I'm praying that this is it. I'm praying that this is it. All right. Wish me luck, guys. Here we go. Okay, so that was a little bit harder than I thought. I couldn't wear a hat, so I had to take my hat off. But the questions this go around were a little harder than the first go around. It was crazy. But now I have to figure out what brokerage I want to be with, because I passed! I passed! I cannot believe it. Oh my God. That was so stressful. That was so stressful. So the proctoring wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be. I mean, you know, the rules are a little bit stricter. Again, you have to have everything clean, which I allowed myself 15 minutes to go in to make sure everything was clean. I had everything set up. My computer gave me a little bit of an issue in the beginning because it wasn't recognizing the operating system. So I got a little bit nervous with that, but I stopped, took a deep breath, figured it all out, was able to get connected, and oh man, we are now officially a real estate salesperson. I cannot wait to get with the brokerage. So I am looking. I do have a few in mind. The one thing I can tell you guys that I don't think that I covered in previous videos, I'm like crazy excited right now, is that you want to try to do a lot of this footwork before you take the real estate exam or before you pass the real estate exam. You want to try to figure out what brokerages you're very interested in. Try to set some interviews and things like that up. I didn't get an opportunity to do that. I know what brokerages I am interested in. So that's my next step, which I'll take you guys on that journey. Oh my gosh, I'm excited. But I can't believe I passed. I passed. Well, I mean, I can't believe I passed. I was that close from the first go around. This go around, the questions, like I said, was just, they changed up the questioning so bad that you really have to pay attention to the question and try to eliminate the answers. And then the math is something that I think helped a little bit as well, because some of the math I recognized. So when you're going to take your real estate exam, make sure you know your math. Make sure you know the vocabulary. Make sure you know the meanings to some of these things, because that is going to help you in this real estate exam, as it just did with me. I can't wait to go celebrate with my family. The next step is selecting the brokerages that I want to go with. And I have a pretty good idea, which I'm going to share with you guys on my next vlog. But right now, I got to go have a drink because I'm excited and I'm hungry because I've been sitting there for 3 hours. I got to go. I bet.